Greetings and great morning. You know what day it is. Oh, you know what day it is. Happy Transformative Tuesday. As always, I'm Dennis R. Holder, Mr. Motivation, the CEO of Herald of Hope Books and Inspiration. And yes, I'm coming to you. Each and every one of you with some words of encouragement, of uplifting, something to reignite the fires of your drive, your resolve, and your heart. You know I've been waiting to say it. I can't hold it in no more. I just can't hold it in. I'm trying. Wake up and lend me your ears on this Transformative Tuesday. Here we are blessed with another Transformative Tuesday. Another Tuesday, another blessed Tuesday in the month of September. Happy Transformative Tuesday, by the way. Here we are in the month of September as we prepare to close things out. For those that hadn't been tuning in with us, you've been missing a treat. Let me just give you a little summary of what we've been talking about. For the month of September, we've been talking about mastering the moments of your life. Oh, somebody know what I'm talking about. I said for September, I need you to master the moments of your life. Now, Dennis, what you've been talking about. When I say mastering the moments, I'm asking you to take stock of where you currently stand. Not where you did stand, not where you missed being, not where you want to go, not where you want to see the process of life finish up at. I'm talking about taking stock of where you currently stand in this moment, in this season, with this current set of circumstances. Making it work, doing the best you can where you are with what you have. That's what I'm talking about when I say mastering the moments. Because too often, too long, we wish our lives away. We want to rush through the process of growing. We want to move past the key moments that we need to help shape us, to help mold us, to help give us what we need to be stronger, mind, body, and spirit. I'm talking about mastering the moments of your life. Now, I quote today, I won't leave you hanging, nor will I cut you short, because I got to continue to feed this fire, mastering the moment. Our quote for today simply states that if we want to move mountains, we must first begin by moving stones. Let me say that to you again because I got happy about that one. Hold on. I said that if we want to move mountains in this thing called our lives, we got to first be willing to move stones. Now, that's what you're talking about this morning because you're on 12. Whoa, you better watch me because I'm going to 14. I'm talking about moving the mountains in our lives. No matter who we are, no matter what walk of life you find yourself currently going through, we all have to face mountain experiences, mountains that tend to get in our way. Each season, each circumstance, each moment of this life can bring trials and tribulations, can bring circumstances that seem to not be in our favor, can bring a mountain that seems to just be insurmountable. But what we must realize that new seasons, new opportunities, new levels bring new devils, and you got to rise to the calling of your life. You have to master the moment. Now, Dennis, how do I do that? Because that sounds good. That sounds outstanding. That sounds like you want me to do that thing you always talking about every Tuesday. Transform into my next best self. Well, yes, I'm challenging you to do that. I'm challenging me to do that. I'm challenging us to step into the challenge of our lives and master the moments. Now, one of these mountains you're talking about, Dennis, well, I'm glad you asked. Thank you. That's a very, very intuitive question again. The mountains I'm talking about is the three mountains that touch each and every one of our lives. From the youngest of us to the oldest of us. We're all tested. We're all put to the millstone with the mountains of strength. Hey, with the mountain of courage. And the mountain of wisdom. Somebody walk with me. Because if you disagree, please feel free. I never found a situation in my life currently that you can be too strong. That you can find yourself have a little too much courage and be a little too bold. That you can find yourself walking and be just a little too wise. I haven't heard anybody say that. Have you? Have you heard somebody say, look, I enjoy you, but you're just a little too wise and I don't like dealing with you? Have you ever had somebody come at you like, man, you're just a little too courageous, a little too outgoing for me? Man, some people can't have it, but most people are drawn to that. And last but not least, somebody never looked at it and said, you are too strong for me. I can't deal with you. Now let's take it one by one because I love to remind us that we're not in a hurry. And mastering the moments, I need us to get an understanding. I want to make an impact today. I don't want to just make you feel good. I don't want to just jolt you to get up and get going. I want you to have a drive, have a resolve, have a heart to continue to go forward and grow forward in this thing called your life. That's the reason it's called Transformative Tuesday. So back to point. When I talk about the mountain of strength, the mountain of strength is necessary, and I'm not talking about your physical strength. Because as we age, that depletes. No matter how much you work out, no matter how much you stay in shape, you feel better, you endure the process better. But I'm talking about that internal strength, that internal fortitude that allows you to take your bumps and keep on going, that allow you to take your knocks and endure and run your race. I'm talking about that allow you to bob, weave, and continue to fight on because you have the strength to run the race and do this thing called your life. Now Dennis, how do I move this mountain? First of all, you got to pick up the stone of challenge. The stone of challenge reminds you that guess what? Challenges are going to shape you, mold you, and sometimes they're going to bend you, they're going to push you. But guess what? You won't break because you'll sharpen that blade. You'll endure that race. You'll find strength and resolve that you didn't know you had. But that comes from embracing the fact that, guess what? Challenges are necessary. Challenges push us outside our comfort zones. Challenges push us beyond what we think we can bear. Challenges, for lack of better words, challenge us to see the greater possibilities instead of focusing on the problems. That's why, that's the rock we have to move first. But I'm going to remind you, as you conquer the challenges of this season, as we conquer the challenges of this day, of this moment, of this set of circumstances, realize that, guess what? That mountain of strength is still going to be there. And just like that mountain of strength will go to a new level as you advance, so will that stone of challenge. But guess what? We will continue to lift it. We will continue to ascend. We will continue to grow and go forward as warriors and champions. Because guess what? Just as we lift that rock, that stone of challenge, we got to continue to lift that stone of perseverance. Oh, somebody continue to persevere with me. I'm talking about as you accept the fact that challenges are a part of life, that they're necessary, that they push you beyond what you think you can bear. Now you persevere. Now you ascend. Now you take those bumps. You take those bruises, but you stand your ground. You remind yourself that I have been here before. I've had tough times. I've experienced harsh circumstances, but guess what? Those burdens, they became a blessing. Those hurdles of life, allowed me to hone my skills and rise to the occasion. Those troubles I faced allowed me to get a better understanding and a sharpening of my blade to use my talents, gifts, and abilities for the betterment of my life in this season, in this moment, in this set of circumstances. And as you lift those stones, the stones of challenge, the stones of perseverance, then you allow yourself to be made stronger in this season, in this moment. Thus allowing you to transcend and move the mountain of your courage. Notice I said the mountain of courage. I didn't say the mountain of fearlessness. When I say to be courageous simply means that when we're courageous, it means you acknowledge your fears. And you do them anyway. You acknowledge what's hard, what's difficult, what's right in front of you that you don't want to tackle, but guess what? You press on. That's why it's important that you lift the stone of your fears. You do know that we all fear something. It's something that we just don't care for. Me, I have a fear of heights. But guess what? If my family's life was in danger, if it was something I had to do to save one of them, to help them, I could overcome it and I would do it. I wouldn't like it. You see a big man be upset. But guess what? I would endure the process because guess what? That's important to me. But I say that to know that some fears are necessary. They keep you alive. They remind you that, hey, this thing called life, that we act like it doesn't matter, that we kill time with, guess what? It is a precious thing to you. So you need some fears to keep you alive. But I'm talking about them irrational fears. The fears that tell you, no, you don't need to advance to the next job because you better just stay where you are. You don't need to continue your education. You've done well enough. Why would you start that business? It probably won't work. I'm talking about those fears with no teeth. The one that's always biting at you and nagging at you at the back of your mind. I'm talking about lifting those stones of fear, acknowledging them, looking them in their eyes and say, so what if it didn't work out last year? So what if I didn't seem to accomplish the goal I wanted to do? So what if I didn't save that money? I didn't buy that house. I'm supposed to stay in fear of any time I get an opportunity to buy a house, to save money, to get a car. I'm supposed to stand in fear. I'm supposed to let that fear control me. No! On this day, champion, I challenge you to lift that stone. Lift that stone and press on. Press on in the mountain of courageousness because when you do, you find out that you're bold, that you're capable, that you're allowing yourself to continue to endure. As you acknowledge your fears, somebody knows we acknowledge them. Guess what? Guess what we give ourselves a chance to do? Because we're courageously, guess what? Building our faith. That thing that's the size of a mustard seed. That thing that is given to each and every one of us. But guess what? It is through the trials and error of life. It is through the moving of these mountains, lifting up these stones that guess what? That strength is built. Our faith is like a muscle. Somebody need to hear me this morning. Your faith is like a muscle. If it ain't tried, if it ain't tested, if it's not pushed beyond what you think you can currently bear, you will not get stronger. It will not have faith to endure the harsher times, the greater possibilities, the next level of where you're meant to go. I'm telling you, you have somewhere else to be. That's why we're transforming into our next best selves. I'm not saying that just to be cute. I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm reminding us that in this journey called life, as we courageously maneuver through it, as we courageously push forward beside the fears, the doubts, and the words that want to linger over all our heads, you're not the only one worried about tomorrow. You're not the only one worried about what's going to come up. You're not the only one worried about managing where you currently stand. But guess what? You are the one. You are the only one that can decide. Guess what? I'm going to operate in faith. I'm going to keep my focus. I'm going to continue to press on and know that greater days and greater possibilities are mine. But it's only if I'm willing to lift the stones of fear and faith and allow myself to continue to push against that mountain. Push against that mountain of being courageous. Last but not least, somebody keep walking with me because I ain't left you yet. I said keep walking with me as we go to the mountain of wisdom. What I'm telling us is, in the mountain of wisdom, we must continue to learn, grow, and evolve. We must continue to allow ourselves to master the moments of where we currently stand. There are 86,400 seconds in a given day. Check it out, I promise you. 24 hours, 86,400 seconds. How are you using them? Are you using them reminiscing over the mistakes that you made, the troubles that you've encountered, the opposition that you find yourself facing? Are you rehearsing the harsh times? Or you continue to remind yourself of where it was difficult, where it was hard? Or are you giving yourself a chance to, guess what, realize that there are greater days, to realize that I'm growing in this process of my life, that I'm learning, that I'm evolving, that I want to transform into the next best version of myself? What are reminding us on the path of overcoming or moving the mountain of our wisdom is the fact that we must realize that we don't know, and that's okay. You can't linger. What we've been through, our past is our history. We're able to gain from it wisdom and greater experience that allows us to get an understanding of what we're doing. But also, as we stand in the present, we give ourselves a chance to plant our feet and go through the series of trial and error. Somebody hear me, trial and error. You gotta make mistakes. If you don't make a couple mistakes, you're not really learning. You're not really trying. You're not really pushing beyond where you currently stand. You're just playing it safe. You're going back to where we started. Remember, I told you it takes strength to step out of the comfort zone. And to move the mountain of courage, you must remind yourself you gotta lift the boulder of being willing to learn, being willing to grow, being willing to persist and go forward. Remind yourself that you're greater. Because as you lift this boulder, as you lift this stone, and it allows you to get one step closer to moving the mountain of your wisdom. Next, you got to continue to persist. As I told you, that persistence is necessary. Because if you're willing to learn, that means you're willing to endure the process. You're willing to go through it and not just, you're willing to grow through it, and not just grow through it. You're allowing yourself to be made better and not bitter. You're allowing yourself to learn lessons, and not take losses. But as you do that, next you learn how to be persistent. You know that just because I'm dealing with this circumstance right now, this does not define me. What I deal with, what I'm having to do, what I'm going through does not define me. Just because I feel like I'm not strong enough does not make me powerless. Just because I find myself feeling afraid does not make me fearful. Just because I don't want to endure does not make me weak. I will continue to endure. I will continue to rise above. I will wisely know that I'm greater and not stronger. I won't be my own enemy. I won't walk around and let the fears and the doubts hold me hostage. I won't be held hostage by my mistakes. But I also won't find myself continuing to walk in this life and not expect better for myself. Wisely, I will discern and seek wise counsel. Wisely, I will keep good company of people who encourage and fan the flames of my goals, dreams, and aspirations. Wisely, I will continue to build upon myself and know that I have within me, you have within you the ability to transform, to be more than where you currently stand, to expect more from yourself, to truly see the greater possibilities over the problems, to continue to see this thing called life wisely as something that happens for you and not to you. Somebody heard me this morning. I had to slow down and say that one. Wisely, as you move the stones of being willing to learn, to grow, and to evolve, as you continue to be persistent in the process of living, you remind yourself that, guess what? Life is happening for me and not to me. I don't have to take the circumstances and just lay down. I don't have to take a harsh day and just give up. I don't have to see the circumstances surmounting over my head and saying, well, might as well throw in the towel. I will endure. I will overcome. Because as my mind settles, I find peace. I find focus. I live in that drive and I continue to press on because greater days are mine as I'm learning, as I'm growing, as I'm evolving, but also persisting in the process of my own personal growth because I want better. I deserve better. I know I can be better. What am I saying to you, Transformative family? I'm reminding each and every one of us, that the mountains of life will continuously be there. New levels bring new devils and new sets of circumstances, but also it comes with renewed strength, a renewed courageous spirit, and a renewed wisdom or becoming wiser in the process of living. For as we move the mountain of strength, guess what? We eliminate that feeling of feeling powerless. As we continue to press forward in our courageous spirit, we remind ourselves that we can keep doubts and fears in check. Notice I didn't say get rid of them, we keep them in check. As I love to remind myself, and everybody gets a kick when I tell this story, just like you, Mr. Motivation, I wake up each and every day. I'm facing my dreams, goals, and my aspirations, but guess what? My fears love to peek out too. What I love to remind my fears and my doubts is that number one, my goals, dreams, and aspirations, look at them as if they're a child at the table. Because only a child just runs from situations you don't even know. Only a child just expects the worst outcomes and they have no understanding. Only a child continues to expect that I guess it's just going to be bad and I'm just going to give in. No, my dreams, my goals, my aspirations turn around and they look at them doubts and them fears and they say, that's so funny, but you don't get to sit at the big boy table. You go sit back over in the corner when you learn a little bit better. When you operate in greater faith, when you get a little stronger, when you get a little wiser, when you grow up and get a little bolder in a prosperous living. Otherwise, keep that stuff to the back of your mind. But that's how you move the mountain of your courage, because it allows you to keep those things in check. Last but not least, we're moving the mountain of your wisdom. Moving the mountain of your wisdom allows you the opportunity to, guess what? Make mistakes and be okay with it. Notice I didn't say make mistakes and live in them. I always tell my kids, me and my wife, that there's nothing wrong with making mistakes. Our only problem is what? Making the same mistake over and over, repeating that same cycle of insanity. Grow wiser, grow stronger, give yourself room to make mistakes, but be better for it. Allow yourself to continue to transform and be better, do better, and expect better. I pray that each and every one of you, each and every one of you have a blessed, happy, transformative Tuesday. And I pray that your September is amazing as we close out this month. I need you all, I need us all to master the moments of our lives. And guess what? Be blessed on this Transformative Tuesday.